I'm just on my way to see a man called Craig Johnson, who approached me after he'd heard that I was running an advice and advocacy centre in Derby. He's been a victim of a company called Compass Debt Counsellors. It's run by a chap called Robert Solloway, who is the husband of Amanda Solloway, who's the Tory party candidate in the general election in Derby North. And Craig told me that he sought their help because he was in financial hardship and was hoping that they would renegotiate his debts for him. But Compass has gone into liquidation, owing Craig and around 1,700 other individuals £5.5 million. I've seen figures which show that the three executives paid themselves over £900,000 in 2008. And right up to the company collapsed, in the year that it collapsed, they were taking out exorbitant fees, over £400,000 just before the company went into liquidation. In a way, this is a bit like the Philip Green story. It's kind of Derby's equivalent of the Philip Green scandal that saw BHS workers treated so badly. So I'm just on my way anyway up to see Craig to hear his story and see what happened.
All these papers on here, these were all my monthly statements that used to come from Compass. And these stopped coming. And when I rang them, I said, "Oh well, it's been a computer error. You're not the only one. We'll get it sorted." And nothing seemed to happen. And it was only a few months after that I got a phone call telling me, "Oh, stop paying us. You've got enough in your pot now for us to settle." And then they folded a few days later. Felt like I fell down a black hole, going down a well, and there was no bottom to it. I could not believe what had happened when I was literally there.
You could see light at the end of the tunnel?
Yes, and then the light was switched off, just like that. I unfortunately had to turn to this company in order to be able to manage my everyday outgoings. All I wanted to do was cover my back, do things legally, and pay my people back that I owed. I owed 3 different creditors, and I wanted to pay every single penny back that I owed, legally and properly, with help from a company that was going to cover my back and help me. Indeed. And actually what we did is stitch me up.
Debt management companies charge people in debt to draw up repayment plans. The charities that help people in debt have been saying for years now that debt management companies are a rip-off. We've been reporting on one company, Compass Debt Counsellors. It stopped trading a few weeks ago. Clients have been left owing much more than they thought they did after years of making repayments. And now we've learned...
I was thinking this was a bit like, a sort of a Philip Green scenario, but in many ways it's even worse. I mean, because he's putting people in an even worse financial situation.
Very much so. These people that ran this company, they knew that. And my situation wasn't as desperate as some people's.
How do you feel about Robert Solloway now after all this experience that you've had?
Well, when you mention the name, my skin's crawling.
Really?
How they can sleep at night, how they can do what they've done and, smile through it like people, our lives, were nothing. Almost like you're something the dog's left behind on the bottom of the shoe. That's how we've been treated.
Treated you with contempt?
Very much. Disgusting. There are not words to describe people that walk this earth like that. OK, Amanda Solloway had nothing to do with her husband's company. However, she sits on the Business Skills and Innovation Committee and in the House of Commons for the Tory government, and she is there as a so-called expert supposed to be advising businesses and so forth how to run a business. She hasn't done very well advising her own husband, has she?
Well, I've got to say that meeting with Craig just now has found it really shocking. I mean, the fact is that he and 1,700 other people have been taken to the cleaners by Robert Solloway, and I've got to say, I think questions need to be asked about Robert Solloway's actions and about how much Amanda Solloway knew about it. I mean, if she knew anything, she must have surely known that what was happening was completely unethical. And certainly people must not be left like Craig was, completely in the lurch. When he thought he was about to get rid of his debt, he then found himself back to square one. That cannot be right. and we've got to do something about it. And certainly I would make it my business to do whatever I could and use my influence in Parliament to try and get some legislation onto the statute book that does give people genuine, proper protection to stop these sorts of situations from arising ever again.